English language teaching. Under the covers.
Hello and welcome to ELT Under the Covers, ELT React, where we as education professionals look at the good, the bad and the ugly of teaching clips on the internet. And today we are taking a magical tour to Hogwarts. But first, introductions. I'm Neil, our team teacher.
Hello everybody, it's Professor Leach.
Okay, in Hogwarts, there's a famous teacher. He is a teacher that is very charismatic. He's like an adventurer. He is like a glamour teacher. And he goes by the name of Professor Lockhart. And
I see.
Do you know anything about him?
No, but this is my style of teaching.
I
think
think
the rock music kicks in.
Yeah, no, basically that's what it is. He's like Lord Flashheart, but as a teacher, just flies in. I'm here. I'm actually not going to tell you about him if you don't know, and I think we should just jump straight into the clip.
Let me introduce you to your new defense against the dark arts teacher. Me. Roy Lockhart, Order of Merlin, 3rd class, honorary member of the Dark Force Defense League,
Love the painting.
5 times winner of Witch Weekly's most charming smile award.
He was painting himself.
But I don't talk about that. I didn't get rid of the band and banshee by smiling at them. I see you've all bought a complete set of my books. Well done. Now, I thought we'd start today with a little quiz. Nothing to worry about, just to check how well you've read them. How much you've taken in.
Look at these questions. About him. What is Gilderoy Lockhart's favourite colour? What is Gilderoy Lockhart's greatest achievement to date?
Exactly like my first class.
Well, yeah.
You have 30 minutes. Start. Now. Tut, tut. Hardly any of you remember that my favorite color is lilac. But Miss Hermione Granger knew that my secret ambition is to rid the world of evil and market my own range of hair care potions. Now, be warned. It is my job to arm you against the foulest creatures known to wizard kind. You may find yourselves facing your worst fears in this room. Know only that no harm can befall you whilst I am here. I must ask you not to scream. It might provoke them!
Oh.
Cornish pixies.
Freshly caught Cornish pixies. Laugh if you will, Mr. Finnegan, but pixies can be devilishly tricky little blighters. Let's see what you make of them. No!
She just releases them into the No, like, pre-teaching, no nothing. These are devils. By the way, here you go.
I like it. That is my style.
He's basically the equivalent of teaching swimming lessons and then just shoving someone in the pool on the first day. Oh, it's got to work.
There's a good rationale for that.
Pesky pixie pastanomi!
abandoned classroom.
I'll ask you three to just nip the rest of them back into their cage.
What do we do now?
Why is it always me?
There we go.
It's quite a few
That's
things.
exactly how you introduce yourself in the classroom. It's first half an hour is just going through your achievements, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, it is a go-to thing in a first class to have a bit of a thing about the teacher, isn't it? Have a bit of a quiz.
Is
You
it?
know?
Is it?
Yeah, I normally do. I normally have a picture of me. Honestly, I have a picture of me on the slide.
On a slide? Why on a slide?
Well, or on whatever I'm using.
Oh, like a PowerPoint
IWB.
slide. I thought you meant like a literal slide. You got your
Yeah,
legs up,
so
going
people
down,
can
you're like,
slide down it. Yeah, no. And by my slide, I of course mean no.
I would just wonder, maybe you enter the classroom. Whee!
No, picture of me on a PowerPoint
Okay.
and a couple of answers to questions about me. So you'll have stuff like 40 and 8 and Spanish and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And to start with, it's just a kind of how do you think these things relate to me?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the questions come up, you know, where did I live for 9 years? How many countries have I worked in? How old am I? Right. And they have to match the answers to the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then they convert the questions into second person. So where are you from? What languages do you speak? Blah, blah, blah. And they ask and answer with a partner.
Yeah. Yeah, to be
So,
fair,
yeah,
I do do stuff like that. I do have a PowerPoint where I kind of give over my background, but I think generally I would have I'd throw in stuff that was, because I teach younger kids, so I'll throw in some ridiculous things. Like in China, I had like a picture of me with Yao Ming, you know, the Madame Tussauds, and I'm, you know, so like, oh, I'm friends with many famous people. So I throw stuff in that's kind of like not real, and then I'd ask them, do you know, if it was like real or not real. But I obviously I kind of show them kind of like, this is a duck and this is a toy duck. Is this real or not real? And then I ask them, and they can kind of talk about that, and then I would do something similar with them, like, what can you tell me about you? And you know, not the younger kids, but when they were older, it then becomes like that icebreaker, 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's perfect for the 2 truths and a lie or guess the lie or whatever. It's great for that kind of stuff. It's a good activity. So there is something to be said for his quiz. Obviously, it was a bit OTT, but that's part of his character. It is the thing of him having a painting of him painting himself is that is quite entertaining. I have to say, yeah, they could have made more of that actually in the film. Maybe in the book they do it differently, but it's a funny thing. It could definitely they should have had a comment like Harry or Ron or someone being like, "Is that a painting of him painting himself?" You know, that would be quite good, I think. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty good. And then we have the sort of, as you say, you're teaching them to swim by throwing them in the swimming pool bit.
Yeah. We'd just been talking about risk in the classroom.
Yeah. Well, it's TBL, isn't it? I mean, it depends how he does it. It depends how he does it, but obviously there was a bit too much risk there. But if it wasn't quite so dangerous, then
He's such a contrarian. He's such a contrarian. It's just like, I like this guy. He's got charisma. So, you know, like what normally I would lambast as an awful practice, I'm like, oh yeah, but you know, we could say it is
It's not even we could say, it is TBL.
Oh god.
So he yeah, because it's like you do it and then it needs to be followed up though, doesn't it? Then they need to watch, you know, a native wizard deal with that problem, And then
competent
they
wizard,
go,
yeah.
"Oh, that's how you do it." And then in future, they'll be able to do it. Yeah. So, arguably, there's something to be said for it. Obviously, without the danger. And actually, in Harry Potter, there are instances when we do get a similar thing, and it doesn't go quite as wrong. But for for comedic effect, they wanted to show that this guy was incompetent, I guess.
No, that's his character. He's basically, like I think that, like I said, like a glamour teacher in that he's kind of just he's a dancing monkey. He comes around and he's just selling his brand, but he's absolutely not competent in teaching whatsoever. And he's routinely made fun of, and exposed by the end. It's not just a bad teacher, but a coward, I believe, as well.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's what they seemed like they were setting up. But if you take that part out of it, then, we've got the essence of, or the idea of TBL, which is, the deep end. Before TBL was TBL, it was called deep end teaching.
Oh,
Did you know
really?
that?
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
I believe it's called the deep end method. I'm just quickly Googling that. The deep end approach, something like that.
I think Lupin did it better. If you remember Lupin, he had the wardrobe.
Exactly.
And he did
Yeah.
but he did a bit
He
of
demonstrated
He
first.
demonstrated first, yeah.
He demonstrated first. So the deep end approach is where the student is given a task without pre-teaching anything. Yeah, and it predates task-based learning as a methodology.
Pre-teaching.
It's no, actually, sometimes they do now, but the pure task-based learning still doesn't. But it's where task-based learning got its kind of inspiration from, the deep end approach. I think it was expanded on from that. So there's a methodology for it. There's an idea for it. And even it's the analogy you made about the swimming, it's there. It's just the fact that this guy's incompetent and a coward that it doesn't work. You can't just let.
Yeah, so you're saying that if he did that and it went crazy, just as long as he can kind of like control that chaos, if he was competent and go, vroom, and then, like stop that before anyone gets hurt, it would be okay and a rationale behind it or something like that.
Yeah, and then he demonstrates how to deal with it properly and gives them another opportunity to do it, but this time do it right.
Yeah, I mean, damn it, I'm
Basically.
coming round to your way of thinking because, like they did mock those little things in saying that they weren't dangerous, right? Well, not say they didn't directly say that, but their implication was that they're like, oh, they're just these little things, and then boom, he unleashes them and like, oh shit, everything's gone to cock, and then if he was competent, he could demonstrate it. So I'm coming round to your point, Rich. God damn it. The master debater.
Yes, and the master of many other things. But that, yeah, I mean, okay, sure, it was a bit of a contrarian thing to say, whatever. But there's a point. There's a point there.
No, it's totally good. I'm happy to admit that I am incompetent. I'm not a Lockhart.
Yeah. So it's a interesting, and as you say, it is a way of learning a lesson as well. There's things. There's a couple of imps. They're not going to do anything. Well, won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, and at least that's done in a classroom environment as well.
I remember interesting thing, kind of similar to this actually, in chemistry class when we were doing the the potassium in the water thing.
Oh yeah.
You put it in the water and it kind of flies around like crazy and stuff.
Did you put it in your vodka bottle?
And the teacher did it, and he had the safety glasses on, obviously, and it was behind a screen, and he put it in, and it leapt out the water and hit him right in the safety glasses.
Oh.
And then bounced kind of off into the water. And he said, and that's why you wear safety glasses in the lab. And it was quite a, it was like
Did he then just leave the classroom and just pull his cakes down and shit himself in a
I seem to remember he was quite calm,
Was
actually.
he cool and calm about that?
It was funny because he was known as being quite a boring, well, not boring, but quite a straight-laced teacher. But yeah, he was quite calm about it. I guess that's the advantage of being a straight-laced teacher. On another occasion, I left a Bunsen burner on, put it next to a wall, set fire to a wall display, and he come and calmly put it out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that happened as well. So interesting actually. Maybe the guy didn't get. I don't remember his teaching being particularly exciting, but he was quite a calm character when it came to dealing with a situation like that. I guess more of a chemist than a teacher, perhaps.
Well,
but anyway, these things do. When these kind of things happen, they do teach you real lessons, don't they? Yeah. And not the kind of lesson that you always want to have, but you do remember things when it happens like that.
It's funny, like this is, so it was like opposite end on active rather than just kind of like passive teaching where he's just being lectured. It's like too far extreme on active, just kind of
that's
throwing
right.
it in. Yeah,
you're right. It absolutely is, isn't it? Yeah, it absolutely is, because, and it's not just about obviously safety, yes, and everyone's super aware of safety as being an issue. Mm-hmm. It's the biggest issue. If people are not safe in the classroom, then you have a big problem. Mm-hmm. But the other side of it is stress. Mm-hmm. So you don't want people to be stressed.
No.
In the classroom. Obviously, it might be unavoidable to have a little bit, but as soon as someone is stressed in a negative way, that's a problem. And this is something that can happen when you throw people in at the deep end too much. Mm-hmm. They need to be capable of barreling through in some way. You go in with your A1 class and ask them to debate the benefits of communism, mm-hmm. then that is just totally pointless, isn't it? And they're just going to be stressful if you put them on the spot for it as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
obviously we want to avoid that. So there is a case of being too practical, or not practical, maybe that's the wrong word, but throwing people in at the deep end without enough theory.
Yeah, I totally agree. We'd like to know what you think. What did you think of Lockhart, his class, his approach? Do you have something similar? Please leave what you think in the comments below. Let us know in the comments below, and let us know generally about any thoughts that you have on what we were talking about. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and drop us an email at eltunderthecovers@gmail.com if you want to get in touch. Bye-bye. If you're looking for more information from myself, you can go to teamteacherchina.com. We've got a whole bunch of materials, PowerPoints that you can use instantly in the classroom. We've got Team Teacher China YouTube channel where we have videos teaching you how to use those materials. Team Teacher English, where we put those materials into a video form for self-study. And Team Teacher Baby, where I take my experience as a teacher and put that into parenting.
And go to youtube.com/Professor Rich to see some English teaching. You can catch me weekly live streams on Oxford Online English YouTube channel. Oh, and also you can do a YouTube search for POG Space UK, and you would get my alpha version of my new gaming channel, which actually just have some trial content on there at the moment. You can email us here at eltunderthecovers@gmail.com if you have anything you'd like to contribute to the show.
Smash that like button, share and subscribe.
And watch 100% of the video and don't click off. Thank you.
Bye.